The tinted story of a paralyzed world delivered to the Antichrist, the great casino or circus. Since idleness and convenient habit seems to have taken over all of us ordinary and everyday people, it's good to be able to gather from time to time, and even those who want us in the global slaughterhouse, it looks like we're right there at the entrance of our slaughterhouse, so what can happen now and then? And you're watching. 10th, we replace the king with a ridiculous government, with a president taken from the crowd, from among our creatures, our creations, that is, our captives. 11th, Christians are a flock of sheep, and we are wolves for them. This is what they say. And you know well what happens to sheep when wolves enter their fold. God has given us, his rich people, our dispersion among all nations, and through this weakness of our generation has been found our strength, which has led us today to the threshold of dominion. Their dispersion to all the nations in accordance with the prophecy of Christ, because of their hardness of heart, which reached the crucifixion of Christ, here they interpret it as being from God, and that's what done in order to penetrate all the nations, finally to rule them. Oh, depth of unrepentance and insanity! A necessary ally of these dark wonders, these dark forces, these demonic entities, however, was from the beginning and will continue until the end to be the famous press is a part of this, the printing press, and how also electronic, along with all modern networking media, internet, Twitter, YouTube, Disquis, and so on, the industry, their owners and executors. In other words, the true conspirators of history, the sons of Kabbalah, with the tools they captured or made or bought, work on the altar of Baal, to which they worship. So the press, 12. What role does the press play now? It serves only to inflame the passions or to maintain the egos of the parties. It's vain, unjust, false, and most people have no idea what it is for. We'll put a saddle on this, and we'll also put strong bridles on it. We'll create a special tax on the press. We will demand a guarantee for the establishment of newspapers or printing houses. This is how our government will be protected from any attack by the press, and on occasion will impose merciless fines, stamps, guarantees, and fines will give huge income to the state. We will hit the press like any other form, with duties or stamps per sheet and with pledges. Books under 30 pages will be taxed twice. We'll classify them in the category of pamphlets. On the other hand, in order to reduce the number of magazines, which are the worst of poisons, and on the other hand, in order to compel authors to produce books so short that few will read them when they read. The freedom of the press will be targeted and the unpopular voices stifled. Now the organs of iniquity have announced the establishment of the nickname relaunch, that is Great Reset. It's like something ran out or was pulled out of the socket and we turn it back on again. This is how the bald man in the baby clothes Schwab orders us and his false prophet Hirari. Thus, as they imagine, they will be able to impose the so-called pan-religion, the one-world religion, there are those who serve as the priests of this. In other words, the form of worship of the supreme being that Robespierre's religion had made known to us. Let us be left in no doubt. 14th, so in other words, they want the one world religion. 14th, when our kingdom comes, we will not recognize the existence of any other religion than that of our one God, with whom our faith is connected, because we are the chosen people and through whom this faith is united in the destinies of the world. We're talking about the Cabal here. Now, this is exactly why we must destroy all faith, they say. The errors of Christian administration will be described by us in the blackest colors. We shall excite such aversion to them that the people will prefer the quiet slavery to the rights of notorious liberty. In the countries which they call prepossessed, we created filthy, abominable literature. We will support it for some time, even after we come to power, in order to exclude the opposition of our words and programs from those miseries. The destruction of every religion will be attempted through endless ways of defamation, and of course it will be attempted primarily against the only one true Christian Orthodox religion, and the others will fail, because Christ came out victorious and let him conquer, according to the Apocalypse passage. But for the satanic Great Reset to stand, it would have to have significant means of enforcement and coercion. I challenge you to study the plans of globalization. 15th, when end with the coup of those prepared everywhere, and on this day we will begin to reign. We will try that there are no conspiracies against us. For this purpose, we want to condemn those who will oppose in arms against the authority above us. If these do not print to a global dictatorship like the one promoted by the Great Reset, then what? A new creation of any secret organization shall also be punished very strictly. We will create and multiply Masonic lodges in every country of the world. We will attract to them all those who are or can become our wonderful agents. These lodges will constitute our principal office of information and our most influential means. We will reestablish all legislation, hence forget what served you until today. Our laws will be short, clear, unwavering, without comments, so that everyone can easily understand them. The dominant characteristics of these laws will be obedience to the authorities reaching a grandiose degree, compulsory submission under sentence of life. Then all abuses will disappear in consequence of the responsibility of all, even to the last one, to the superior authority of the representative of the state. Abuses of power by lower officials will be so severely punished that no one will dare to do anything. Our judicial staff will not serve beyond the age of 55, their own staff, that is. Firstly, because the elders persist after more stubbornness in their pre-formed opinions and are less susceptible to obedience to the new provisions. And secondly, because it will allow us to renew the staff more easily, which will thus be better subordinated to us. Wake up, citizens of the world. If the king places on his holy head the crown, description of the Antichrist of Revelation, which Europe will offer him, then he will also become the patriarch of the world. That is, he will gather in his person all the powers, political and religious. That is super dictator. Are there still questions? For those who may not understand, there is also an explanation through the Masonic lodges, but also other cooperating brotherhood organizations in which political figures will participate. Instructions will be given according to their dark interests, and always without the knowledge of the people who voted for them. And this is written by Constantine. I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.